Hey there everyone, welcome to another video finally. So, just going to chat for just a minute before I get started. I have been working on organizing my room, which is why I have only had one video up so far. This series that I'm going to talk about here in a minute is going to replace the year with my Gnomies. I did not get one, obviously, up in January because I started and I basically have spent all of January like purging, organizing, getting my room. I was basically at the point where I was, I think, too overwhelmed to come in my room. Like that was hindering me from wanting to scrapbook. And that might sound a little crazy, but maybe you guys are in the same spot. So I did. I started in, I have a very small scrapbook room. So I basically started in my closet, that, if you can call it a closet. It is a closet, but it's not really a closet. Never mind. Don't worry about that anyways. I started in there. I pulled out stuff that I haven't used because that's kind of what was ending up in there, was things that, and I didn't really get rid of a lot. The stuff that I got rid of was, for example, pocket pages that I was using for Project Life. So I used to, when I was kind of starting out with Project Life, I went out and bought all the different pocket pages, you know. So Becky Higgins came out with the two 4x6s on the top and bottom, and then the 3x4s on the inside. And then you have the configuration where it's two 4x6s on the left and right, and 3x4s in the middle. And then you have all these sorts of different pocket pages. And I thought this would be so fun to have all of these different arrangements of pocket pages. And I realized that's what really put me behind. That's one of the things that put me behind in doing Project Life. I have tried to record Project Life. I will just say real quick, it's not super easy because it's kind of more personal photos that I wouldn't do a video of, you know. I have young kids, young boys. If you have boys, you know, I mean, they're getting older now, but they run around in their underwear, different things like that. I look, you know, I'm not the type of person to wear makeup and I just brush my hair and stuff. So, you know, there's a lot of not good pictures of me. You can comment below if that's something you really want me to work on and try to figure out how to do. Let me know your opinions and thoughts on that. Anyways, but yeah, I was finding that having all these different configurations, and we're talking like, the one I did keep is obviously the A design with the two 4x6s on the top and bottom and the 3x4s in the middle. And then there's also one with a 4x6 up in the top left, and then the rest are 3x4s. And then I also kept like the 6x12 ones. I don't have a lot of different ones of those, but so just things like that. And then ones that were like all 4x6, or, you know, ones that had, and there was only a few, but anyways, ones that had like a giant 6x12 and then 3 4x6s, things like that. So I got rid of things, little things like that. And I also have enamel dot storage, a new enamel dot storage, which I love. And I'm going to do a video about that. So wait for that to come. And also, you know, I kind of went through not everything, because I didn't go through my alphas because they were already how I wanted them to be. I changed out a couple shelf things. I destashed a ton of stamps. I literally have 2 baskets left. This is, okay, I won't say a ton because I didn't have a ton to begin with, but these are all the stamps that I have now. Look at this. This is hardly anything. And I've already used multiple stamps. I also went through the time. So what I started with was basically one of these baskets here right in front of me on my shelves. And I just had some, you know, kind of LA Studio, or, you know, a few random ones like that. You know, here's an LA Studio one. I think you can tell it's never been used. But I want to, and then I went through all of my Felicity Jane kits and pulled out those stamps and kept only a few and sent off the rest to a friend, which I hope, if you're watching, I hope you love your stamps. And I do have just one or two, like I bought this from Doodlebug because I thought this would be really neat stamped behind a cluster. Like, you know, anyways, I can talk more about stamps later, but so I had just a few random stuff in one basket, and they were not organized at all. And I really liked it. I would just pull it down, flip through this. There's enough room to flip through and actually see what I'm doing. And I loved it. I didn't want to change that. And so I was kind of torn because I wanted to have more stamps within reach. So I do have a few card making stamps that I'm not going to at the moment get rid of. I don't make a lot of cards, but when I do, I mean, and they're mostly sayings like happy birthday. And I did keep a few like bird stamps and cute little stamps like that. But I went and just basically took all my stamps and narrowed it down for my scrapbooking to these two baskets. And I will probably mostly use my stamps with Project Life. That is where I seem to pull out the most stamps. But I decided to go ahead and make some file folders. And I have laminated them. I just pulled out a color of cardstock. In fact, it does bother me that it's different colors. They don't mean anything, the colors. It's just whatever colors I had that I knew. These were 8.5 by 11 colors that I just happen to have, and that's the only reason I chose those. So, but that for now, and even having, what I did is I did put a place in the spot for the dates, and I put all my stamps into, you know, these Avriel things. That's all. Most of them were already in those. I do have a couple that won't fit. Like this Perfectly Imperfect Patterns by Close to My Heart. So I'm just leaving it there for now. But everything else, and I did label my LA Studio because if I buy a stamp set, it's most likely from LA Studio and it's most likely a date one. I don't really buy stamps anymore, although I have bought a few lately, just a couple. One being this Inkblot Shop. I ordered something from Simon Says Stamp, and my friend has been using this stamp set, and I really want to give that a try. It looks like a lot of fun. So do I need it? No. But how many times do we order something that we don't need, right? Anyways, but going from having one basket down below that was easy to get to right here in front of me, and I was using those. If I did use them, that's where I would dig through and look. And the other basket was way on the top shelf, which I have to totally stand up and almost, it's not unsafe or anything, but it's harder to reach. So there was no way while I was making a scrapbook layout was I going to pull that down. So then I went to this, to two easily lifted baskets. I got these at Target, by the way. There is different types at Target, so if this is the one you want, just be careful. This is like a basket weave. I don't have the other kind in here. But this has like a Y weave, I think is the difference. And the other one is more like a regular basket weave or something like that. But they both work great, just for your space measure out. So now I totally have these up front, ready to grab right there. I just put them away, easy. I can just throw the stamps in there when I'm done, and I can easily organize them later. I don't really have anything else to really kind of show you. I just made it work for me. That's what I did, was I made my room work better for me. I had a couple of people ask if I would kind of show what I did differently, and there's really not a way to say, oh, I did this different or this different. It's just I changed what wasn't working for me, and I made it work for me. yeah, I mean, if there's anything you really want to see or know more about, again, I will show you my enamel dot storage in a video coming up really soon. I will probably record it right after I do this one. So that is where I have been. Oh, and my collection kits, I'm going to do a little video about how I kind of keep those stored. I have done a video about that in the past, but this is kind of maybe like an updated thing. But I went through, like I started at the beginning, I changed how they were on my shelves. They're still kind of by theme and then by brand. So like I have animals, but then I start under animals, it is going to be the company. So I went by company, and that just helps me. That helps me. I do it that way personally, so I know to not buy things that I already have. I don't know if you've ever made that mistake, but there has been collections where I have accidentally purchased more than one of, and collections I didn't realize I had. Like a long time ago, Doodlebug, I went to do a school layout. I didn't realize I had more Doodlebug school stuff. So just, that was a long time ago. But anyways, it works for me. I still have a little bit more to go through. But one thing I was not letting myself do was I was not letting myself stop until it was all done. And I'm glad I did that. I was getting real kind of burnt out at the end. It is a lot of work to reorganize. You guys probably know that because you have craft rooms or craft spaces or craft desks, you know, or carts of your own. And so I just wasn't letting myself stop. And I do have a couple things that I'm not really sure where I want them to go yet. And those are kind of in just good enough spots at the moment, if I could say that. Anyways, so that is where I have been. And now I feel so ready to make videos, especially if you are a follower of my channel, then you know I've joined the Mad About Mini Pads paper hop, whatever it's called. Excuse me, I feel like I'm going to sneeze, so I may have to stop and start this video over, but I do need to readjust my camera. I've noticed I've whacked my head on it a few times. That is one thing that's kind of stinky about where my desk is if I stand up anyway over my desk, my head goes wham right into the camera. But anyways, so I noticed that I just need to move it forward a little bit. So I got to remember to keep everything down. But now that explains why I didn't have any videos except for one up in January. Now I'm going to talk about my replacement for the year with My Gnomies. I looked and I really had trouble finding something to replace it. Like I was looking for something with the years, like, you know, January, February, March, April. I found Simple Stories had one, and I was actually going to use that one because I got some of the stuff as part of a kit for a class I did, and they made a mini album, and I'm not a fan of mini. I like mini albums, but I think what happened is I did too many of them in the beginning of my scrapbooking journey, and now I'm kind of tired of them. And it's not that I'm really tired of them, I just don't. I don't know. I don't enjoy making them anymore, but I do love them, and it was a great mini album. But I wasn't super crazy about the stuff. I looked through it, and I thought I would have to purchase a couple more things to make it work. And I'm like, I don't love this collection, and I thought that it would be a struggle all year long to use that one. If you want to use it, I do have it close by. So give me just a second. I didn't even think about this. If I can get it out of the box. It is the Simple Stories Life Captured. So you can see the mini album that we got with it. And I don't hate it. It just seemed to be very repetitive to me. But it probably would have worked now looking at it, but it's not what I'm going to use. So That anyways has papers and stuff. Let me get adjusted to my chair. Sorry about that. That would work very well if that's what you want to use, if you want to follow along. I did have one person make a comment that said they don't care what I use, but they just want to be able to purchase the stuff as well. And so I tried to keep that in mind. So this is all stuff that should still be available. I will link it below. Let's take a look at the collection, and then I will talk about kind of my plan with it. So what I decided to go with, and I like Echo Park's stuff. I really, really like some of their stuff, right? But if you've been following me for a while, you might, and maybe you've noticed this on your own, their ephemera, they have a frames and tag and an ephemera, but honestly, they're both frames and tags. Like, why not just put frames and tags 1 and frames and tags 2? I don't know. And their chipboard, their chipboard is basically their sticker sheets, only they're kind of rearranging they used to be this exact side and this exact side. I've noticed they're kind of rearranging the icons and maybe changing 1 or 2 just a little to make it look not so obvious. I think people were starting to complain, but they are basically, I would say at least 85% the exact same icons. And I don't need the same icon 2 times to be able to pop this one up on foam tape and look just like a chipboard, you know. So I did not get any chipboard, and I don't buy a lot of Echo Park for that reason. Their sticker books that they have, I am kind of liking, but now that I look at it, I don't know if they had a sticker book for this collection. I might look into that if I do end up getting the sticker book, which I'm not so sure that they had. But if I do, then I will let you know in the first video. But I went with Day in the Life number 2. They have a Day in the Life number 1, which was just as pretty. Again, you could use that. I don't know if everything is still available, or at least I got mine from scrapbook.com. I get a lot of stuff there. I do have an affiliate link below if you are interested. It doesn't cost you anything. It just helps out my channel a little bit here and there. Just throwing that a little bit of information in there, but I went with this. It does have the months. They are not really, let's look, like for example, January, it's not snow. It doesn't scream snow. It doesn't really say January. You know, February doesn't have, like, it's not a lot of, I mean, there's hearts on there, but it's not a lot of, like, what am I trying to say? It's not a lot of, you know, Valentine's Day. That's what the word I was looking for. But I really liked the papers. So I will start out by saying, because a lot of mine will probably be double pages, I did go ahead and purchase 2 of the kits. So if you want to do exactly what I do, you can wait. You, by all means, if you want to wait to see what I use, then feel free. But I did purchase 2 because I liked both sides. And you know, they only come with 1, but look how pretty that is. And I wanted to be able to use some of this if I did, you know, because again, there's not a lot of stickers or anything that I got with this collection. So just throwing that out there as a start. And I will quickly kind of just flip through these. I won't take as much time, just that way you can see if you like them, or if you would want to do a different one, or maybe you'd want to go with Day in the Life number 1. I will link all 3, the Day in the Life number 1, number 2, and the Simple Stories, so you can look at them. If you know of another kind of monthly kit that's out there that's not like a Hip Kit Club or anything like that, something I can buy now, I do not at this point plan on only using January's page for January. If I want to make a page that uses you know, the papers, these obviously don't really go, but I'm just making an example. Here, I'll use March as an example. If I want to pull out March's paper to go with January's, then I'm going to. I'm not really, when I first bought it, I was looking for the monthly theme, but I'm not going to do that now. So I guess any collection in that case would work for you, unless you want it to have the month. So this is the back side of January. They each have a single-sided, not a single-sided, I'm sorry, my brain's trying to keep up with me. They each have a cut-apart side, which I think would be great for titles and stuff if I end up using them that way. And then they have a solid on the other side. Now in this case, this one does kind of have kind of snowish colors, you know, the blues and the whites and the greens. So you could very well use that if you want to go very themed. I'm not worried about themed this time around. And I'll talk about that when I get there. Here is February's other side, but these are basically hearts, which I really like that. That could be very themed. This is March's. It does say lucky to have you in my life, so you could totally, the other thing, you could totally do a themed. The other thing I'm thinking is possibly, I want to pull out my dies to stretch since I don't have a ton of stickers. I want to try with my dies, you know, and use those and use my tools, use the stuff that I have, right? So this is just a tone-on-tone polka dot. It is green, so it does kind of go with the themes of the months, just not super themed. This is April's side. And then very pretty. I like the florals. If you are more into boys and things like that, and this doesn't work for you, again, I think any collection, you probably could even use papers in your stash. So this is May, which would again normally be Mother's Day themed, but it's just got this blue floral. Not sure how well you can see that. The papers do all go really well together, and I may use some boy pictures, so, you know, we'll see how it works. This is June. There's a lot of things in here that's a kind of more, I think they made this to fit not only the scrapbooker, but the planner. There's a lot of you that do the planners and things like that out there. That's not me. I don't do planners. But I think that's kind of why they made it not so themed as well. Here's July. Again, no 4th of July. It's not red, white, and blue. That is why I plan to, I mean, that's not even really a themed. I don't really know how much I'm not sure I really like that one, but we will see if I use it. There is August. So no, I guess September would be back to school themed for me, although this year we're apparently going back. I do love the butterflies, great to fussy cut if you are into fussy cutting. If not, you could do strips. We'll see what I end up doing. Here's September. There is like, yeah, see there it says planner, but it also says cookbook. So it's kind of books, but not really school themed. Although this side, that's a great background one. So, but you can see the papers go really well together, which is why I kind of liked this collection. I feel like there's lots of different things. There's October. And the cameras. Again, you could fussy cut those or you leave them. I may end up fussy cutting some of them for the layouts. Here's November. You can tell definitely not themed, but this color could be a November color. But there's nothing about fall. There really wasn't, like I said, even the one from Simple Stories is not, this is December. Even the one from Simple Stories is not themed. I do like this blue. That's a great blue. And then because I got the collection kits, I do have 2 sticker sheets. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I don't know how well this is going to work, but I really wanted to give it a try. And you know what I'm just now noticing? All my stickers are printed. And this is not the first collection I've noticed them doing this with. So I really hope I can still kind of use these stickers. Is the other one like that? I will hold it up to the camera in just a minute. Yeah. Wow. I also noticed this with their Christmas Gnomie, Christmas whatever. But if you can look, I'll show you the telephone. Can you see? There you go. Can you kind of see how it's totally to the bottom of the sticker? And the top, like they're all printed off completely. Like they're still usable, but there's a whole, look at the, like this little pink flower here. It's a lot at the top and it's printed totally off center is the word I'm looking for. Wow. I kind of hope that I feel like honestly Echo Park needs to step it up a little. And I apologize. I don't like to say anything bad about companies. Really, I don't. But yeah, I feel like they're just trying to make too much stuff and the quality's going down. But I've already got this, so I'm going to use it. Okay, well those are all the papers. And like I said, I did order a second pack because I make double pages. So I have 2 of each. You don't have to, you can do single pages. Last time I think I had people doing 9x12s, 8.5x11s. So, you know, you could do 6x8s and only get 1, by all means. Another thing I got to go with it, again, because I'm a double page scrapbooker, this you could completely omit, although I might do photo mats. But I plan to have my pictures printed when I'm doing the layouts this time, just because that's the way I want to do it this year. So I got the coordinating solids pack. And again, because I'm a double page scrapbooker, I got 2 of them. Partly because they only come with 6 12x12. So I wanted, in fact, that won't even be enough to do 612. That wouldn't be enough to do double pages. I was thinking for matting the entire layout or matting my photos. But that's probably not enough even for the full year to mat all the, but I'm not buying another one. I'll either look for cardstock or I just won't do it. So you get 2 of each color, but the other side, basically you get 2 of each of 3 colors. But then on the other side is another one, so you get another set of 2 of each of 3 colors. So there's a really good, like, dark navy blue. There's this light peachy pink color with a yellowish color, which is kind of a mustardy color, and a green, and then the opposite side is a light blue. So again, I got 2 of those, so I would have multiple. Not even thinking, so some months I may mat the entire double page and I may not. Other months, because I just won't have enough. Now a little add-on, which I ended up getting free, but hey, it's the same collection, so I might as well use it with it. This was a freebie from scrapbook.com. A lot of times they will have free items, and this was one for a few days. They don't have this as the freebie anymore, unfortunately, so I apologize, but I went ahead and, you know, put it in my cart. It was free, but I like how the cut-aparts are just a couple smaller ones, and then the smaller back pages. So there's multiple things. If I did want to use one of these smaller cut-aparts and the full printed sheet there, the 12x12, I could. So it's pretty much the same thing, and then you get 2 of each, I believe. Yeah, it starts over at January. But you know, get less things to cut. Let's look at the difference, if there's much difference. Okay, yeah, so they're pretty much the same thing. Again, this is kind of Echo Park going quickly. They have a small February card, Love Is All You Need, which is here, and it's almost the same size. This is probably 3x3, this is 4x4, so you probably really don't need this. I wouldn't have got this if it hadn't been free. Saying this one is here and that one is there. So they just took their 4x4s and made them 3x3s. If you like the smaller size, go for it. But that there is 2 of each. I was thinking they had, a lot of times they'll have solid colors in the 6x6 that they don't have in the collection. Either way, I have that. I did get the enamel dots just because it went with it, and I was just trying to add a little something more because I don't, like I said, have a lot, because then all I have is the ephemera and frames and tags, which I normally don't buy. But for this, I wanted to have a little extra something just to last throughout the year and make it a little more interesting, and so on and so forth. So my plans, obviously I'm going to start in February. I don't know right now what day these will go up. I'm going to try to put them up on the same day every month, just like I did with the Year with My Gnomies. I'm not going to do the 20th because I am part of the mini paper pads, and that goes up the 3rd Saturday of every month, and so the 20th might land, and I don't want to put 2 videos up on the same day. So I will figure that out, and I will start in February. But what I'm thinking I'm going to do this time around is I'm going to play with page maps. So I have January and February of this year. So what I'm thinking is January will go up like February's date. I don't know if you can see the stuff behind it. I can, so I'm going to put it a solid behind here. January, this is free. You just go to Page Maps and they have PDF archives. So I print mine in color. You don't have to. You can print them in black and white. What I'm thinking I'm going to do at this point is use the double page. They almost always, so like, here's February's. Most of the time they have a couple 8.5 by 11s, 12 by 12 singles, and then a 12 by 12 double. You can make any of these 8.5 by 11, any of these 1 page, any of these 2 pages. You can make them any size you want, just changing the sizes of everything a little bit. But I think what I'm going to do is pick out papers. You know, for example, this is January, so I will pick out the papers and make the layout. And I will try to tell you the sizes that I use again. I'm not really sure how I'm going to do that, but I will definitely measure before I put the layouts together this time. And, but I'm planning on doing the double pages and kind of using page maps this year. I love page maps. There's more to them. I mean, you can see like this top one has, you know, a unicorn and stuff. You do not have to use a unicorn. You could use a star there. You could use a car. You could use a heart. You could use a floral bouquet. I mean, these are just here to get you kind of going. So just remember that. But I think that is really all. And so, like I said, January's will go up in February. And part of the reason I have to do that is because I have to wait until the 1st of the month for these to become available to do the layout. I thought about doing last year's so I could just get them done, but I'm not really going to worry about it. If I do have to pull one from last year because I know I'm going to be super busy or something, I will do that. But I'm not really worried about it right now. Right now, what I'm planning on doing, so this is January 2023, and then February, I will go off of this one. And again, you can see why I chose to get 2 of each pack, because this is going to take, you know, this background paper will take 2 of them because it's obviously larger than, you know, 6 by 6. And if I only had 1, 6 by 12. If I only had 1, I could only do 6 by 12. So that is another example. But, you know, you are welcome to make them smaller. Whatever makes you happy, whatever works with your scrapbooking style. I hope you will play along again. Let me know below what you think of this as a replacement for the Year with My Gnomies. Maybe I'll call this, what is this called? Day in the Life. So maybe I'll call this the Day in the Life series. I'm not really sure. We'll see what I end up coming with. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or any comments, any, you know, advice, or if you absolutely hate this idea, let me know. Please be nice. At least that's all I say. Please be nice. But curious to know what you guys think, and I hope you like it. Again, I looked around. I really tried. Yeah. and let me know if you're going to play along, or if you played along with the Year in My Gnomies series, and how far you've gotten. I think that was a lot of fun, so I'm excited to do this. All right, and as for now, I think that is all I have to say about it, and I shall go ahead and get started now on the layout. I am going to pull out another Spend Less, Scrap More, because it's been a while since I've done that. I have another series that I want to start doing, and so you will see that. I don't know how often that will be, but I'm going to, it's kind of part of the whole room cleaning out thing too, which I will discuss it more when I get to that video. So I think for now that is all, and I shall see you guys with the first video. I'm not sure if this will go up. This will probably go up first, and then more videos after that. All right, see you guys then. Bye.